All right, guys, what's going on? This is your boy Take Project Open Mic once again. This is the side chat. Welcome everybody in. We're gonna be talking about side chat. We talk about all kind of stuff, but I have the group with me, and we're gonna talk about a little bit of stuff I talked about last night on Project Open Mic. For those who are new, Project Open Mic happens on Thursday, and since it's a straight show, I don't really respond to a lot of comments and of course in the chat, so we kind of gonna do that through some of the stuff on side chat. But anything new, it's just a general talk, random talk. We keep on doing. It could go from video games to politics to education to cars to anything. So with that said, thank you for giving you the time and air. People on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Tempo FM, live, local rumbles, and again, we're gonna keep on adding more stuff to the group. I see we already have like 18,220 already in the building because y'all are waiting. So again, this is all good. So let's get in it. Let me introduce my crew up in this joint. Put it up here and put my kind of face as well too. But let's put a crew up here.
Yeah, beautiful.
Let me make sure where it is. All right, so everybody up and going. So let me first introduce everybody in. Mr. Tripp, how you doing, sir?
Oh, the Caribbean man with the British accent that has an American mindset, and boy, this year is going to be a blowout, no pun intended. But you know what? Even an evil man, I would actually give respect, because you would be so mad to believe the stuff that you sniff on, that you would carry it out. I'm like, well, at least I can say you just didn't sit back and take all the crap. You're going to do something. So for that, yes, I will respect. I will give you that respect. But just because I would give you respect doesn't mean that I myself isn't going to sit down and take it live. But well, let me give you a bear hug right here, man, because that's the only love you're gonna get from me.
You and these intros, God dang it. Anyway, next, Anderson, are you there?
Greetings. I gotta ask, are people having fun yet? What you wanted?
I know, right?
Hey, I'm having so much fun that I don't want to cry.
Got you. I got you. All right. Kanoshi, are you there, sir? Maybe he's not.
I think my intro was too much for him.
I think he's away from the mic. Of course, Dr. Feelgood, are you there, sir? Ken.
Oh, sorry. I forgot I was muted.
Okay, Kanoshi, go ahead.
Hey, Mr. 38%. No sanctions working out for you.
Got you. Oh man. Yes. Ken, how you doing? What about you?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm doing well, man. You know, despite the current climate and various aspects of our day-to-day lives, I'm doing great. I mean, others, probably not so much.
Really not. So, like I said, we're gonna, you know what? I'll do it. Swap it up before I get into the comments and everything else. Of course, we'll get in there. Like I said, we got a lot of people already watching right now, which I thank you guys for giving us the time and your mind to open up and just listen to us rant, rave, do what we gotta do.
Hey,
you know?
I do want to say something real quick. Yeah. Whoever dog that is, have you seen Dave Chappelle? That's what's gonna happen to that dog.
Oh.
Got you. Hi. So,
I think that's my dog barking at the Chinese neighbors.
I got you. All right, so before we hit the elephant in the room, which is the biggest topic of this week, we will talk. Basically, I have a gaming channel, And in the gaming channel, I was talking about we there's controversy, but kind of not controversy. Really, it's just people who gripe.
Bitching.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like Anderson just said, bitching for no apparent reason for nothing. So we leave it for what it is. But it was funny because I labeled the video "The Champ is Here" because I made some predictions on some stuff that, as Doc as Ken said, it would say to you what you guys didn't know. Here's when we talked about it earlier before was it's common, some of it's simple sense as I call it. I don't say common sense because common sense ain't around. It's simple sense.
Oh,
But there are things that I predicted and I'm not surprised. And I think a lot of people are like happy and thinking that game is going to be great for the future. I don't know about that now.
For me personally, I think this may be the last generation where I put a lot of investment into gaming. Now, the 8th generation was the last generation where I invested in all aspects of gaming. You know, I got 3DS, I got my portables, I got all 3 of the major consoles. Yeah. 9th generation, I have to tell you, I think as far as consoles, I'm only messing with the Switch. I'm not impressed by the other 2. And it may be a repeat if there is a 10th generation, but I'm telling you, as far as a full investment, I think the 8th generation is my last one. The rest is going to be one console or another. I don't like where it's going, and I think it's going to a place that is not beneficial. Whenever new people today, they want everything to be convenient and digital. I like owning my shit, not leasing it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
people say when you buy a game online, you own it. If you read the terms and conditions, you don't own that game. They can take off the market. Let's say you do play through, let's say half the game, and then you forget about it. Life happens. You come back later on, try to finish it, but you delete that game because you played others. If they take off the market, you can't get it back. Although you pay full price, and they don't refund you for it.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, you don't own those games. You're basically leasing them. You're paying for the right to access them for a limited amount of time. And trust me, they're all limited because once the store goes down, the games go away.
Yep.
It's not smart, but whatever.
Well, that's one of the things. Another thing is, like Doc said, it's true. We are going to get to the point where you really are leasing your games, and you don't own nothing, whatever. There's a reason why I bought. Like I said, I still buy my my Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff like that, so I can have it and I can back them up myself. But it is to the point where you're gonna have people gonna. Gaming is gonna be. It's gonna be bad because you don't own it. But the bad part about it is too is that they can release the game in any state they want to release it, and then change it later on. But you can't resell it. You can't whatever. It's gonna be a cluster F in the future.
It already is.
I mean, it is. Yeah, just like they had that what was it again, Cyberpunk 2022, whatever it is. 77, and that game came out a broken mess.
Before that, you had
I think that was actually the biggest letdown in gaming history thus far. As far as hype versus
if you
release.
actually wanted it that badly.
Yeah, I get you that. But then afterwards, people forgive it. As like I said, it was like we've said it was gonna happen. The game got patched up and people forgave it, and now they're playing it. And they're like, "Oh, this is a great from sliced bread and all that blah 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 stuff."
Sliced bread.
So that's what's going to be happening. They're going to they're training these younger generation of gamers and stuff to be like, hey, no game comes out perfect no more. There's no perfect, as I say in my gaming channel. I don't say perfect, but no game comes out fully ready to go and no problem. Everything has to get patched. And again, that happens to Nintendo, which is our favorite company. That happens too, but not to the degree of these games. But your Sony, your PlayStation, your PC games, they're gonna get what 7, 8, 10 gig patch. Stuff like that, you're gonna have to get those patches.
And for years now, you know how we went from getting a patch, whether it be 6 months later, 3 months later, whatever, because it got discovered, whatnot. They work on it diligently. Then we move into the 8th generation to the day one patch or whatever. And then recently, I started hearing shit about day zero patch. What the hell is that? So let me get this straight. You got a patch before the game releases?
Yep.
Maybe you should have just spent more time in development. I'm just saying, you can save yourself the time of advertising a patch before a game releases. That's worse than announcing DLC a year before a game releases.
Yep.
Push the release date back a bit.
When I saw that, I said, "Oh yeah, day zero patch." I said, "Day zero." So the game's not out. You're gonna patch it the day before release. That's great.
Yeah, that's the game I'm playing right now. What? I forgot the name of it. Oh, Elden Ring. Yeah, it came out a little busted. It came out with the day one patch, and it made things even worse for some people. Made things
Oh my
fantastic.
gosh. Ooh, but you know what though? You know the game I've actually just been playing for the last couple of days. It's actually pretty fun. It's a kind of like an arcade RPG. Man Eater on Switch. You know it actually has an update for it. I refuse to download it right now. Nothing's wrong with it, but I just said I can just still play the game without the update. I mean, but it's pretty fun. But most of my games that I play today don't have patches. They don't have 10, 20 gig patches to fix the stuff immediately after launch. That never made sense to me. That means you literally launched an incomplete game if you have a 10 to 20 gigabyte patch day one, like some of these Call of Duty games have had.
Mm-hmm. So,
And y'all are okay with this. Some of you guys have known that in past generations, I'm not talking about fourth and fifth gen, I'm talking about seventh gen even. You guys have known games that come out complete. They may get updates because they're adding content, or like Nintendo, they're making it more balanced, but they don't need patches to work. You guys are around for those good times, and you were ready to accept a cyberpunk time. Okay.
well, like I said, that's what's gonna future is gonna be happening. But yeah, I got my games. I enjoy them. I see what I got. For me as a person, I bought more physical games now because I know that this like Ken just said the generation is gonna be maybe the last great generation. I mean, and I mean for all three and whatever. So just for me, I best just to get my games. So when I get older, I could go in and play them. And
Replay them.
since the Switch is a cartridge-based games, most of those games you just easy plug and play and play. I ain't gotta worry about no disk drive spinning off or nothing. I'm good.
Or have to reinstall some drivers.
Some will do that, like I talked in my video. Yes, some will have to will be installed. You're gonna have to redo that. I get that because of how games are, but not all of them are like that. So hey, it is what it is in that regard. It is.
It just, I know we live in this world, but when I see games now, I own virtually all these consoles except for the most recent two. When I see games launch, and these are games that I have full intentions on purchasing, most I purchase 3 months later because they can go from 60 to 40 to 20 within 6 months, so why buy brand new anyway? But when I see these games launch and I see these first few articles and reviews come out and they say that it's broken or needs a patch or a day one patch, I'm immediately thinking to myself, I'm not going to pay anywhere close to any more than half price for that game. And that's if I still plan on getting it. Now, if it's a small issue, I'll stick with the game. But if you tell me this game came out broken, like I had interest in Cyberpunk, but still, I was patient about it. When they said it launched broken, my interest went completely to negative 50. I won't buy that game even if it works perfectly. I'm still not buying it.
Gotcha.
I don't think you got to worry about it working perfectly.
I'm just saying, if they fix everything, let's say they No Man's Sky it, still ain't buying it.
Well, No More Sky is coming out, so we'll see how that works out in that regard on the Switch. So,
I'm,
Funny
I'm,
how
sure,
that
I'm,
game,
I'm sure it
that
works
game,
great. I'm not buying the game though. I'm sorry.
and that's you.
Just
Yeah. Well,
funny
Don't
how No Man's
apologize.
Sky can get a physical release with everything released so far on it, but everything else has to either get patched in or it's the cloud version.
no, let's not talk about cloud versions.
you get the games you play, we gotta play in that regard. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So,
And that's something else. What is up with these cloud versions, man?
I don't
Why is
know.
that a thing?
I don't know, and don't really care as much when it comes in because I don't buy them, so I don't really care. They just want to sell it because the Switch is the number one selling console right now, so they're trying to get it out there as best as they can. So yeah,
The strike while the iron is still hot.
exactly. So that's what it is.
Instead of molding
So
it to the close perfection of a blade. Sorry.
nice,
About
all
a
right,
katana.
it's all right. So one more thing. So before I get, so I want to talk about this a little bit too. Like I said before, you talk about the elephant in the room. The biggest thing in there is also, and since I have Doc here, whatever. Okay, so with the elephant in the room is basically the UK, the war that's going on between Russia and Ukraine. That's the biggest elephant. But the thing about it that I want to get it before that, which is with Doc, which is we know gas prices are gonna go up because of that. Because president who day one signed away our independence. I still don't understand why that happened. It's idiotic.
So he was mad at Trump for some reason, I guess.
Him and his handlers. Remember, he's an actual puppet.
Yeah, but he's day one.
Yeah.
He signed away America's independence. We for the first time in 60 years, we were oil independent. We were fuel energy independent. We didn't need nobody from nobody else. But day one, Biden got in there and did that. Also, day one, he also signed away you just said it when it was off air.
Keystone Pipeline.
No, not a pipeline. No, the sanctions. The sanctions that Trump had on Russia, he said, let's take them off. Funny enough, they said Trump and Russia was working together, but he put sanctions on Russia and Biden took them off. How that worked, I don't get it. But I'm not, I'm just a regular black guy here who's, white guy in a black face, as Biden said. But the point I want
to me, it's like, am I in the Twilight Zone?
basically. But the thing that happened is right now, because everybody was talking about the whole, well, we need to do this because of gas and gas prices and all that stuff. Again, like I said, this is gonna make gas go up way more now. Again, we basically in March. Wait until summer.
Don't this sound the Bush years?
Huh?
Don't this sound the Bush years?
I mean,
people say we can do this because so we can, because gas prices are going up. It's like, no, doing this is going to make it go further up, I think. But okay.
Well, but the biggest gas prices so far has happened under. Biden just broke it. It was under Barack Obama and Joe Biden 2 times in their term, and then now it's going to be the highest gas price it is because they're already at 334 is the average, and it's going. And in like California already they're close to $5. So hell, it's going.
Yeah, I saw that. Like I think it's like $4.94, $4.96 or something.
Some places are $5 already, and this is March. This is not summer when it gets crazy. So it's going to get up there. So Biden has already brought that record being that. So the thing about it is people's like, oh, we're doing all this stuff for everything because of, we have electric cars and whatever. And I've stated before, electric cars is, we talked about this already before. Electric cars is, I'm not against electric cars, but it's not an answer for nothing. It's not the silver bullet that these environmental and all these people talk about. Easy on that.
We're not set up yet for everyone to have it. Our infrastructure can support that. Our grid can't support that yet. Not everyone having one.
Not even the grid. Not even the grid. Millions of cars. I have this article right here, but I don't think I'll show it on the screen. But I'll might do a video about it itself. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me make sure. I still got you guys on the screen. Okay, yeah. So millions. Millions of cars, Tesla, Jeeps, what I said? Million cars are affected by vehicles are affected by the use of 3G updates and remote communications. Effective vehicle owners will vary from nothing to lose to something in car emergencies and convenience features. So a lot of people had to cater car back to Tesla, back to Chrysler and stuff, because most of their technologies, like to start their cars and all that stuff, was on 3G steps and all that gone. So you have to go there and get leave the car for a week so they could change it over to 5G.
And another thing that brought me pause recently, and this goes across all cars, not just electric. There's an article that came out last week saying that a lot of car companies, since most dealers, most car manufacturers, and the business of car manufacturing is kind of low volume, like low profit, they're thinking about, all of them are thinking about moving to subscription-based services, meaning you have to, let's say if you want heated seats in your car, there will be a price, there'll be a subscription price for that, and they activate your heated seats.
That was a Tesla model. They do it like that, and Toyota was going to do something with the key fob, but they, after the outrage, they backed it. They said, "Now we not doing it."
Yeah, they tried it, but they say almost every manufacturer is considering it now. They say because most car manufacturers, the cars they sell, most of them are low profit, so they're trying to do what Tesla does and others, and they're trying to make them high profit margin. And subscription services is the easiest way to do it.
No. Tesla is not high profit margin. Majority of Tesla's money they make to beat me that car companies because of stocks. It's not because of the cars.
Well, I'm talking about valuation, but they're trying to make a lot of money off each car now instead of little to no money off of it.
They are doing that right now because the average person right now, as you buy a car, you're spending $1,500 to $2,500 over MSRP. Over. So you can't haggle nothing. You can't say, "Oh, I want this to be bring it down $2,000, whatever." Nope. There are many people. Hey, Addison, can you mute your mic?
That's not me.
Okanoshi.
That's not me either.
I'm not looking at chat.
Oh, really, Doc?
It was you, Doc?
Was what me?
Okay.
I muted.
Okay, all right. There was just a lot of scraping noise coming through the mic, and I see people saying it in the chat. That's annoying. So sorry. Okay, what I was gonna say is now you can't haggle nothing. So you don't have the point to say, "Hey, let me this car is $23,000. Well, I don't know. Can I get it to 22 or whatever?" Now, because you have 10 other people who will buy. It's just like the housing market right now. Well, can we bring it down? But no, I got 15 other people who buy this house. So sorry, it's a seller's market right now for cars and houses. So you ain't gonna get there. And added on to that, you know how much cars? What is the percentage of cars sold last year that was electric cars? I'll let you take this shot at this, Doc, because like I said, you just see what you think.
Was it still single digits, I think, in comparison to the world market?
The world market, yeah, it's the same, and the thing, the number is the same in world market and it's the same in America.
What I think 3% or something like that. I think it's still single digits.
Well, you were close, but you were there. It's 2%. So electric car, and it was 1% the year before. So cars, and again, that's still because of the pandemic and everything, but still, the electric cars are nowhere close to infiltrating the market. Nowhere close.
They're too expensive, and they're not as efficient as people wish they were.
They're efficient. Yeah. They're efficient, but what a lot of people don't get is the infrastructure is not there, one, and two, it's a lot of more stuff other than to take care of the car than they thought. Like I've said, I did a video about this. I did one of my project overmics about this, not fully, but I talked about it just glancingly. Okay, you don't have to use oil in your Tesla. That's true. You don't have to use hydraulics for the brakes. That's true. You still have to use a coolant. And that coolant is way more like pickier than the coolant you have in your thing.
Well, they're not as environmentally friendly as people. Like, for example, if you have to figure out a way, because you just can't throw away those car batteries. They have to be recycled, which I'm sure
Yeah.
takes a fair amount of energy.
Some places, yeah,
to
some
recycle
places,
them.
some places has recycle them. Nissan take their batteries and turn them into solar lights in Japan. So that's the way that they use it. But on a serious note, like yeah, these cars have not penetrated the market. Again, I'm not against it. I'm not against it, but let's talk reality here. That's all I'm saying. Excuse me. So it's not penetrating the market enough. It's not enough, whatever. And again, for all those people out there, 5G is now the new thing right now. Now, if you're close to airport and stuff like that, most certain airports, you're gonna have 5G because of what's going on with the FAA and the airline companies, which is understandable. They just found out that they didn't just found. They found out for a while, but I mean, T-Mobile and Verizon, not T-Mobile, AT&T and T-Mobile, they spend billions of dollars to get that frequency, and they're not gonna turn it off. So if you're right by the airport, they found out a couple 2 years ago that planes that's coming to land at some of these airports, they lose their altimeter, which is basically tell you how far or high the plane is from the ground. You can do it virtually, but some of these places have like heavy fog and stuff, and that's where the problem is. You want to know where you at when you're in a fog or inclement weather.
Yeah.
We spend all this money. Let's work it to earn that money back.
Yeah, that's what that is. So that's what's gonna be.
You don't want a Die Hard 2 situation.
Huh?
I said you don't want a Die Hard 2 situation.
Basically. So if you run on certain airports, you don't have that luxury. At some places, but they're gonna turn it on. They're gonna turn it on soon. So, but they're just giving them a break so the airlines could retrofit some planes and make sure stuff is whatever. That's how that's gonna work. That's stated in that regard. Let's talk about that. Like I said, now we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room because again, that's what it is. So my heart, really, my prayers and heart go out to the people in the Ukraine. I really do, because again, I know somebody. I used to work with somebody his wife was from Ukraine, and he wasn't happy. She was not happy back in 2012 to 14 when President Obama was in there because they took over Crimea. They did some soft bombings of places close to where her family is. So I know for sure she's not happy with the president we have right now. I'll tell you that. And they are not discriminative of where they're dropping their bombs. They're just bombing the hell out of people. So my heart goes for the people out there, but they want
strong, my brethren.
But yeah, it's gonna be nobody. I'm sorry, I don't. Even to America, nobody's gonna come and help you. You're by yourself. Even though you signed a treaty that said it, because what people don't know, the Budapest Treaty was after the Cold War. After the Cold War, Ukraine had the third largest stockpile of nuclear weapons. And America, France, and UK say, hey, give us your nuclear weapons and we'll protect you from Russia. Well, that's not going to help the future when people gonna figure out these deals don't mean nothing. It's a piece of paper. That's what you're gonna mean. And that's a sad thing. I it's really sad. So yeah. Just I hope that that you don't go crazy and cause any more. Then right now, European itself is bad because of our again because we signed the way we signed we stopped whatever. Trump was trying to set up a point where they could ship oil to Europe, like Germany and France and everything, so they could whatever. But now France and Germany, they're going to depend on their natural gas from Russia. So they basically
Yeah,
Putin got. Go ahead.
everybody's economy is about to suffer.
Implode.
Yep. Well, not everybody's economy because China don't give a rat's ass, so they got coal plants and they're churning out their coal plants and their nuclear, whatever kind of nuclear they have, which is not good. They're turning out that all the people like you see Greta Thunberg and your AOC, everybody. Oh, America needs to worry about the environment to go to China. 1,000
India.
people a day die from the air from China. 1,000 people a day from the air pollution from China. So they don't care. I said Putin has no F's to give, so does Xi Jinping. He has no F's to give either. They don't care.
But for China, we do have some F's to give to. Please bow down to us, because we are superior. Look at our Olympics. We have snow. We brought snow where snow has never been brought, never fallen before.
Yep. The fake snow and everything for the Olympics. And I'll say this too, is like I don't get the game. I understand Russia. I understand Putin what he's trying to do. China kind of makes me feel weird in a way because and like then they would like Kanoshi said they went after the Olympics so they could make China look good and trust me, China's going to go after Taiwan. They're gonna go take Taiwan. Because if America ain't gonna do nothing for Ukraine, you think they're gonna do anything for Taiwan? I mean, they ain't doing everybody said the last president was crazy because he wanted to go in and help the Hong Kongers, but it was like, no, we don't want to start a war, we don't want to do this, whatever. I said, okay.
Wait a minute. If they take Taiwan, man, we're gonna be missing a lot of products in America.
Yeah, that's the thing. What about
we're gonna miss a lot of products? They're basically gonna have us by the balls because they got all the production except for the Vietnam. That's about it.
I was gonna say because everything is made in Taiwan. If you look at the back of it.
Well, they were made in Hong Kong and Taiwan and China. And 2 years ago, a lot of companies was leaving China. Nintendo left China. Sony left China last year. They were leaving China to go to Taiwan. Well, like you said, Taiwan now is the next place they're gonna go for. Nobody's gonna stop them. And my point is always killing me. Like, wait a minute, let me get this straight. We're going to, and that's what I don't get. Like I said, I understand our side, which is crazy in America, but I don't get if the Chinese part. Like, I'm gonna piss off the people who buy the most of our products. Why? That's the part I don't get.
Like Michael Jordan says, like, yeah, why am I going to make half of my customers angry?
No, what
I think it's because they know that since they got their dirty little fingers in pretty much everything, they can pretty much do what they want.
Yeah, but we still,
anyway.
Well, here's the thing: if we had, we need a strong leader, which we do not have in America. Sorry, but I'm just being honest with it. But if we stop taking stuff from China, they will feel the pain, but they don't want to do it. They'll be sucking on their teeth.
Yeah, they're getting handies from China. They've been getting handies from China for years.
Yeah, because
plus China also has dirt on a lot of these people. Everybody got dirt on everybody.
Not to mention, I bet because I remember reading somewhere where a lot of these world leaders hide their money in Ukraine. I'm sure some of them hide their money in China too.
Yeah,
offshore bank accounts.
Hey, remember, people. If you are a high society person within the government, hey, have these female Chinese spies. They're very hot in the marketplace right now.
Basically. So it's gonna be, like I said, it's not only that, but like who's gonna be making that stuff? Like I said, that's why they needed to bring the production back to America. I mean, I still when the pandemic happened, I was still flummoxed that we have no pharmaceutical company that makes um not antibiotics. What is it? Penicillin in America.
Really.
I'm like, what? Penicillin? None? We get it
Shame,
all
shame,
from China?
shameless plug to China Unscripted,
Yep.
where they interviewed a doctor or a practitioner, uh, and he noticed that we were basically dependent on China. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they say that he was crazy back then. Well, guess he wasn't that crazy now.
Well, it's not even that. Like even me, sometimes when I go to the supermarket, I go to Sam's Club most of the time, and I look at the Sam's Club, and I'm like, okay, I want to buy garlic now. Lucky for us, we have garlic naturally here, but then they have garlic that's made in China. I'm like, what the hell?
China, yeah.
I'm like, what the heck?
Everything made in almost everything made in China.
I don't trust that. So you have that. And speaking of, you said doctors like last night. Last night on Project Over Mike, you guys go check it out. Episode what was it? Gotta make sure get my episodes correctly. Sorry. Because I have another thing to also to promote as well. Which again, I feel I apologize for the sound on that one. But on episode 64, where we talked about I just showed another reason why your medical bills and everything is expensive, which is sad. The damn doctors basically got, like I said, this is why I don't like government. Doctors basically find a union to stifle doctors in America. So we have a doctor shortage, and now the damn doctor union, they're not a union, they're tradesmen, the AMA, but medical, America's Medical Association. Those sons of guns are now talking about, well, we need to do, now the wokeness got into that damn thing. We don't say poor, we say diverse people. I'm like, hey, I don't care about what words you use. Please fix my arm. Please give me my medicine. Please do my checkup. I don't give a damn about them work words.
Isn't that something?
Give me a second. Let me see let me see the words they use. Let me go back to my video and play the words they were using. Okay, it was crazy.
I knew this was gonna happen. People thought that the STEM fields wouldn't get infected with the wokeness. I've seen it happen.
Oh yeah.
I know certain people in the medical field who say that there's no such thing as a gender, it's a social construct, and you want those people working on you?
Nope.
Well,
exactly.
That's one of them.
Well, you take the chances.
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy. Food insecurity. That's none of your business.
What?
I want to get some of the words. Give me a second. Give me. So Medical American Association, and they released this thing to say how doctors should ask questions. Okay, comprehensive guide on 50 pages telling doctors, which is surprised the heck out of me. But they're telling doctors what words to use and how to do stuff when talking to your patient. Instead of working, use the word equality is equity, which we know that's stupid. That don't make no sense. Instead of minority people, say historically marginalized.
Oh,
that's a lie. That's a lie. They're not historically marginalized. If you look at everything else, go ahead.
I am outside of the U.S. and even I can say this is bull.
Then they talked about and they're talking about we got to tell people about expose them to property rights. I'm like, property rights? What that got to do with you taking care of me, doc? I came here because my son is sick. I came here because I broke my arm. I came here because something's wrong with me. Can you fix that? I don't give a damn about that stuff. Individualism is. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure the response would be, first of all, who did you vote for last election? Do you take your shots? And yada yada. They're politicizing medicine.
which is not needed. Is getting into every damn thing, which is
But
But
sucking.
why y'all coming to me? I didn't do this.
Stop it.
Yeah, of course.
Individualism is problematic. Which is what the heck that got to do with anything? I don't get that either.
I was about to say, what does that have to do with the medical practice? I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like I know as a human species we all have our individual thing in ourselves, but at the same time we are all built almost the same almost to a T.
Here's this Orwellian phrase they use when referring to neighborhoods and communities as systematically diverse rather than poor.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, the ghetto is not diverse at all. Okay, not at all. There's a lot of black people who are poor. Let's go to the hillbillies and the rednecks. They're mostly not diverse either. So it's stupid to say it.
and on top of
but
that,
the only diversity are the STDs.
oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
And on top of that, if I can't pay for it, I can't pay for it. That is it. If I don't have them.
Well, that-
yeah.
I don't
that's the
think
problem.
I don't think they're talking about the paying that one. I think they want you. They're just talking about you can't say, well, here, black person, don't eat all the pig and everything so you can survive, so you don't get diabetes. We're gonna use a
Okay,
different
you
term.
can't. If you can't say poor, can you say broke?
I don't know. I'm looking at what they said. You mean broke? You gonna say
Okay.
broke neighborhoods?
If you're talking about a broken spine or broken bones,
Yeah. Just saying what that they're asking in there. So it's
Well, I walk in there and say, look, man, I come from a tapped out neighborhood.
okay. Yes, I
let
hear
me
you.
tap dance away from here.
Yes, you're correct on that. So let me go through these little comments right here. We're up to 23,070. Not bad. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Um,
I also I hope our viewers are entertained and being informed.
that was our Gerald Freeland from New York. Individualism is problematic. That is the most frightening statement I ever heard in any form of official government documentation. Yeah.
Yeah.
John
Well, it's
Warren.
happened before.
Yeah, well, we know, but it's how we doing it now that we don't learn from our mistakes. It's human nature.
Before you start, I found something interesting. You know how people say 1984 was prophetic? Well, it turns out Orwell was just writing about stuff that he went through at that time. And then
Yeah.
just to be cute, he changed the last two numbers of when he was writing it
Mm-hmm.
from 1948 to
reversed
1984.
Yeah, he reversed
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I know about that.
He was just 4 decades too early.
Yep. John Warren from Washington D.C. I remember being a 13-year-old and watching how. Let's see. I remember watching that a lot of the news we used to have back in the 90s were more factual, but now politics is in every single thing now. That they just want to separate everything, even now to medicine. This is getting ridiculous. True.
Not only can you not afford it, you also gotta believe or say the right things,
Yep.
even if you somehow can afford it.
But hey, this equality, right?
I got equality. All right. Scott Bumata. Scott Bumata. Sorry. Scott Bumata from Poland. The AMA was becoming ridiculously woke. Woke is a thing. I'm doing my study outside in Poland to become a doctor because it's too expensive and they didn't want to train a lot of people in America. I canceled my membership in 2005. It was absolutely horrid. Also certified new medical school now is a little too late. Too late. COVID tests healthcare capacity severely, but now that is faded. Everybody forgets about the baby boomers getting older and aging sicker every day, and there are not enough doctors to take care of all of them. The healthcare system is increasingly under stress without this pandemic. Thanks, AMA. Thanks. And I think I'm gonna like to him to what you just said, Scott, is another thing too. The AMA don't let doctors that have been working for maybe 10, 20 years outside America to come in and say, hey, they could give them a test, give them a refresher, and let them build that. Nope, they're like, no, you got to be American born, which that's stupid to me. That's just dumb.
Yep. Yeah, I never really got that. It's not like the credentials would be that different from
No.
another country compared to
I
here.
understand maybe 2 or not 2, but give them a couple years just to make sure that they could pass the board, and then and get the medical hypocritical oath, and then they become doctors. But some of the doctors pay a lot of money to the AMA, and the AMA pay a lot of money to the government, so they could, again, what they do, they make sure. As I said many times, a lot of these politicians, if they could, there are a lot of problems they can fix, but if they fix the problem,
then they'd be unemployed.
Or they don't have power.
As we can see, with them still trying to push the scamdemic.
Excuse me. Yep. Yes, it is. I'm Walter Clark from Washington, D.C. Getting really obsessed with the language politics is a good way to position himself as the good guys without addressing their own role in creating these problems. Matthew, he's quoting somebody. Matthew Iglesias. If I pronounce it wrong, sorry. John Conrad from New York. I retired 12 months ago, 60 years after finishing medical schools. I don't need the AMA to tell me that all human beings share the same pain and grief, regardless of the race. The bureaucrats at the AMA never sat up all night in the ICU. Well, kind of like how Dr. Fauci. It's been 20 years from since he had a patient. How the heck this man? Again, one of the failures of Trump. He should have fired that prick. That's on Trump. That was on Trump. At first, I understand why at the beginning, but now, he should have fired that. Hindsight being 2020, Dr. Fauci should have been gone. Cause he's the one who was researching the daggone COVID virus in the first place.
Now that we have evidence on him.
Yep. Yes, they do. Let me see here. AMA has never set up all night in the ICU trying to keep a patient alive or battle uncontrollable bleeding in the OR operation. They have never had gone to the waiting room and tell a family member their loved one has incurable cancer. The grief is the same among all races. I can show you that. The AMA concentrate on showing quality of medicine practice and leave woke nonsense to the politicians. Yeah, I feel you, man. Jackie Preston from Miami, Florida. There is a reason only about 15% of the U.S. physicians belong to the AMA. They are not representative of the needs of the majority of physicians for over years. Well, that's good, but I know they have a very good lobbying group to the damn government.
Annoying.
Yep, Zachary. Okay, Zachary. That's if your parents name you that name. Wow. Okay, that's what it looked like to me. Zachary Daiquiri.
Don't take it too hard. We know a kid named Russia.
Well, yeah, yes, I know. Well, Ukraine, Russia, which is funny. The two of them are fighting each other right now. You can't make this crap up. Anyway, Zachary Daiquiri from Atlanta, Georgia. I am a surgeon. The AMA does not represent me. Please keep in mind a couple of key points that becoming a physician has to a huge opportunity cost during your youth. Ultimately, the medical system in the United States is not a free market in any way. Oh, I could have told you that. That's why I said about the whole the insurance companies. We have only five major insurance companies. And again, to Bernie Sanders, who was like, we need to model Sweden. Sweden have a better way that you could do it because they have national not national they have free healthcare. No, they don't. One and two. I have no problem when I looked into it. Hey, Bernie, you're correct. We do need to do that because Sweden has 200 200 medical insurance.
And they all compete with each other.
Exactly. But I don't hear you saying that much stuff about it now.
Oh,
Anyway,
no.
going back to Zachary. The rules that govern Walmart and Target's behave don't apply in a straightforward way. The corporatization of medicine is the result of the way government is influent is insurance companies have structural healthcare delivery. Private practice physicians are disappearing from existence, and they have a striking opportunity to serve the needs of many people in the free market these days. Well, hey, just keep on doing what you're doing, Mrs. Daiquiri, and provide the best healthcare you can to other people. Jonathan White from New York. Individual is problematic. That sums up why we are fighting against some kind of groupthink all the time. That is true. Wow, both
Yep.
back to back. Sorry, just back to back. And Jonathan Torrego from DC. Where does somebody even get a doctor that has time to talk all about neighborhoods, history, and the communities? I'm lucky if I could see a doctor.
California.
Well, hey, you jumped on it, so that's good. I'm
Yeah,
lucky.
I can't argue with that.
I'm lucky if I could see a doctor in 20 seconds while he signs off his annual paperwork and blurts out, keep up with the diet and exercising we'll mail you the lab results later on. Are these doctors really starting to have random conversation with patients about historical racism or property rights? Question. He actually. I would be impressed because I have to be in that room for a few seconds to see this. So yeah, is that crazy?
There's probably a YouTube video out there.
Got you. Let's go to I want to switch a little bit and skim to other stuff too. So again, have a lot of people chiming in, so just want to skim to this. Hey, there you go. Help somebody out with there. Harvey Wesley from UK. The same people who call Americans racist and fascist for demanding stronger borders, access to firearms, and individual liberty and sovereignty think it's okay for Ukraine to have those instead. This is all stupid. This is all a stupid game.
A game no one really wants to play, or none of us here want to play, but we got no choice.
And we got sucked into it.
John Paris from London, UK. A word of advice for the new class of American soldier. It isn't the same kind of war. Both your mom. It isn't the same kind of war both your moms fought in. So hold on to the bottom. Surgeries. Russian soils are problematic, and you might catch a lot of microaggressions, or see your best friend get misgendered in their battlefields. Okay, I catch what he's saying. I just didn't catch the other part. So in other words, what he's trying to say is This snowflakes. This is not. Let's you gotta worry. You ain't gonna worry about whatever getting killed or whatever because you got more stuff to worry about other than microaggressions and being misgendered. I get that. John Gangliano from Italy. Hold on, everybody. Remember, when we have Admiral Rachel Levy and Emma, both a stunning and brave, and Emma, two moms made her one strong. They got this. Oh, okay. Now I get what he's talking about from the other stuff. Okay, okay. Now I catch on what he said about the moms thing. Oh, that makes sense now. Now that makes sense. Now, yeah, because all of Biden's cabinet members were basically choose because they're diverse, their color, they're whatever. They won't choose because they're the best and brightest.
Yeah, why is Biden choosing a bunch of hood rats as a Supreme Court nominee? Like, why couldn't he choose a black woman with a normal name?
Hold up. Oh my God! If I could find this video, give me a second here. I might want to play this, guys. Give me a second because I want to play this if I could find it. Cause
I mean, what wasn't it enough that
no.
that the Biden administration hired a what was it, a JPR public PR public relations? Anyway, I was like, you know what? When they started to do that 2 years ago, a year ago, I should have seen this coming. That hey, this is only the beginning. It won't stop, and we see it here right as we speak.
Okay, give me a second. I want to play this for you. But I gotta play it from my phone. I want to play it to you because come to find out, of course, Biden's like, oh, I want to be. I'm gonna get the first black Supreme Court justice woman on the Supreme Court. Let's dig.
What happened to that?
That's what he says. He's wanting to get. No. He's gonna do that. That's what he wants to do. As Kunishi just brought up. But
oh, he's going to. I thought.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. It's weird. I want to play this clip for you. Give me I gotta cue it up a little bit because of stuff. Give me 1 second. Let me cue it up.
I mean, sure.
Okay. Right here. Okay, take a listen to this, fellow people.
Fellow individuals.
Recently, I buy into it that we should have had already a black woman on the Supreme Court. The fact that there hasn't been one is definitely not good. There was an opportunity to have a black woman on the Supreme Court quite a while back. George W. Bush wanted to have Janice Rogers Brown on the Supreme Court. She was highly qualified, having served for 7 years as an associate justice of the California Supreme Court. And
highly respected, too.
The first black woman to do so. And her story is the exact sort of thing you would want out of the first black woman on the Supreme Court. It's an amazing story. The first black woman, she was the daughter and granddaughter of sharecroppers, grew up in rural Alabama during the dark days of segregation when her family refused to enter restaurants or theaters with separate entrances for black customers. She rose from poverty, put herself through college and UCLA law school as a working single mother, a mom at the time. She was a self-made African-American legal star, but she was an outspoken conservative, so Biden, who was the chair of the Judiciary Committee at the time, set out to destroy her. So, going back in time, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman on the Supreme Court, announced she was retiring while Bush was president. Brown was on George Bush's short list to replace her. She would have been the first black woman ever nominated to serve as an associate justice of the Supreme Court. But Joe Biden went on CBS's Face the Nation to warn that if Bush nominated Brown, she would face a filibuster. I can assure you that would be a very, very, very difficult fight, and she probably would be filibustered, Joe Biden told the nation on Face the Nation. There had never been a successful filibuster of a nominee for an associate justice in the history of the Republic. So the Senate had never done that to try to stop somebody from being a nominee. Biden wanted to make a black woman the first. Biden wanted to make a black woman the first in history to have a nomination killed by a filibuster. The Bush team decided, well, we're not going to be able to get her through, so they named Samuel A. Alito Jr., who ended up being on the court. So today, if you'll remember, Joe Biden refers to the filibuster as a relic of the Jim Crow era.
Wait a minute now.
He wants to do away with the filibuster because it's Jim Crow. And as Mark Thiessen writes, but he threatened to use that Jim Crow era relic as a tool to keep a black woman who actually lived under Jim Crow off the highest court in the land. The irony is that now he wants to get rid of it.
Not really. Biden also did the crime bill, which mainly affected African Americans, but people conveniently forgot.
No, yes. But he wants to go in the books of I put in the first supreme black woman, but he blocked the first supreme black woman because she was not Democrat, she was a conservative.
Yeah, looks like all of his chickens are coming home to rooster.
I mean, Biden, like I said, I'm gonna use the word. He's a heretic. Everything he's done the opposite. He's a dead straight heretic.
Heretic or hypocrite?
Heretic.
The heretic.
Heretic. I don't say hypocrite no more. Hypocrite is being a person. No, heretic is somebody who believes the opposite automatically. That's what he is. He preach what he preach, but he literally lives it the opposite way. That's why I call them heretics now. So the same filibuster, like they just said, I was like, I gotta record this because ain't that funny how that works.
Jim Crow.
That's how this has been working for the past century.
Yeah. And again, I like when our lovely, idiot of the day AOC saying, but Jim Crow could happen back in the next 10 years. She do not know what Jim Crow was, and she don't even know who started Jim Crow and perpetuated Jim Crow.
Again.
So who started Jim Crow anyway?
Democrats.
Oh, of course.
No surprise, right? No surprise.
It was a Democrat South, and the Jim Crow's laws they were brutal. I am gonna do a video about that, Kenosha. I'm gonna do a video about that. A lot of people don't know that. Just like that, a lot of people didn't know about Uncle Tom. Oh, Uncle Tom is a bad. Nope, he was a hero. He actually was a hero, and he was the male version of Harriet Tubman, and he freed at that time, which was not a lot now. You think about it, but hey, for a black man to do that is rough. He actually freed 120 slaves.
Remember, man, and we can't have that nowadays. They gotta remake him into a woman.
So
you know what? You know what? It's kind of surprising because I'm going through night school at this point, and there was a class that has a subject that literally named Uncle Tom as a hero for the U.S.
Which is good.
Hear this.
He was. I did a video about it. If you guys go back, I did a video last Black History Month in last year, and I showed Uncle Tom. I give the history of Uncle Tom. I also give you the history of Thomas Sowell and Suzanne Swine, and of course the first millionaire woman, which was Madam C.J. Walker, which was a black woman. So you don't, and she was a slave and got all kind of stuff, and she was the first millionaire, not the first millionaire black woman, first millionaire woman.
I'll say,
damn.
I'll say again. This is me instead of a classroom in having to do a subject and a book that name drop Uncle Tom.
Trip, you're forgetting that you're not in the States.
So
I just tried to make a really good point here.
No, I got you. So that, and I understand the crime bill that people talk about. I looked into it. I get why the sentences was crazy. That part I agree was bad. Everybody did, but the 3 strike stuff never puzzled me. People was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." How about you don't do a crime in the first place and you will never get in jail? I'm just saying. That's just more easier.
And if you do, you get 2 more chances to not F up again. But 3 times, you're out.
Yeah, that part I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna condemn that part of the bill. Sorry, no, I'm not. But the sentences, yeah, for the crack cocaine and all the stuff, and how they know how they did it. That the sentences for black people, they were bad on the he did that crime bill. That was correct. That part I'll say. He's a walking, talking hypocrite. I think I might just do a video about all the hypocritical stuff he's done in a video myself, because he is. He has.
Careful. Careful, they may come after you.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. F him.
You got your kunai, right?
I got my kunais, yes.
You got your Japanese gardening tools, right?
I got him, yes, sir. But I'm just stating this because again, I'm looking at the chat of people talking about stuff, They're saying, some of these people are saying certain things out here. Let me see, like, let's go with
I'm probably already a target.
Amiso Rigueres. I think that must be Hispanic. New Mexico. Miss President Trump, he was trying to achieve peace in North Korea. No wars. Gas prices was low. Food prices was low. Drilling our own oil. We were all independent and trolling the media for the good time, for the laugh. Oh, those were the good times. And that's a Hispanic saying that.
People think that, I says, we need more people who haven't been career politicians for most of their life. Being a politician was never meant to be a career. You need more outsiders.
Josh Pelago from UK, from London. Never underestimate, and this is a quote. Underestimate. Yeah, that's my bad. Never underestimate how much Joe Biden can F up things. Quote by our last president, Barack Obama.
Hello?
Really?
That's crazy. Nicole Bradshaw. I'm just Nicole Bradshaw from Louisville, Kentucky. I am concerned about whether or not all Russian soldiers cross the border are vaccinated. Sounds like a bad super spreader event.
Well, gentlemen, don't forget, the real problem about this Ukraine crisis is distracting from the real threat, climate change.
I know, right?
Oh.
I know that. John Kerry went on an interview saying, Putin should understand how having this war is such a bad thing. It's going to increase the they have Iceland right beside them, and this will increase the climate change. So Putin should stop bombing Ukraine. Hey, John Kerry, Putin has something to tell you. I have something to tell you, my American friend. I have no what they call it F's to give, or give it F's.
Yeah, I'm like, hell? There's a 4-letter word in my country that we use, and those people are full of it.
And I'm like, it says the guy who flies around the world in a private jet that wastes more gas than anything. John, man, you that's why I'm more and more you talk, the more and more I'm happy I didn't vote for your little punk ass back in 2004. I didn't like Bush, but damn it, I'm happy I didn't put your dumb ass in as a president either.
Yeah,
it was shit and shit. That's what it was. But I found out one of them had a little more fragrance that I didn't like, and that was John Kerry. I didn't vote for both of them back in those days either. I'm just saying, I just know it was crap, but I didn't know how. Now I'm seeing how crappy they really are.
One of them are lesser evil than the other.
Basically.
You got turds that are drying out, but somehow the stink gets worse.
Aaron Fox from Germany. Let the cis male sit this one out. Send in the trans battalion. the BLM battalion, and the Yas Queen battalion. Stop by airdropping the Twitter battalion in first, and finally the EU, and send the migrant battalion to support them. Let's see how long they will last there.
This man should be the tactician.
Basically.
What was that thing in the military? What? Don't ask, don't tell. Was it something like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bring that back.
I can't say this out there, but I'm gonna give a shout out to you, Miguel Gary from I'll get that from New York. Yeah, Trump was the F around and find out president. I kind of get that.
Yeah, I got that too.
Jeez. This is crazy right here. Let me see. Oh, well, let's everybody make sure everybody's safe. You're no close to no windows, because you know how I'm gonna say a name. You gotta make sure you're not in assassination range. All right. Anthony Gogaski from Poland. The slightly embarrassed part is that in the US, as in the Clinton administration. Everybody still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure.
Yeah, I'm alive.
You never know. You never know.
This is a Russian man coming past by me. Hey, how about you come with me and let's go to the third floor?
Well, I don't know about the Russian, but you know, you said the C word. You might be disappear.
Oh, snap.
Anyway, as into the Clinton administration and in the UK, in the 1994 Budapest Memorandum, Ukraine safely guaranteed. Well, but, okay, yeah, and that's what I said. But he's saying what I stated, but I'll always state it. Give the safety guarantee in exchange for Ukraine giving up and inheriting a nuclear arsenal, a third of the Soviet arsenal. After the demise of the Soviet Union, in return for Ukraine independence. By the way, even before the deal was made, Professor Mercier proposed that Ukraine would be toast if they give away their nuclear deterrence. Yeah, we've seen it now.
He said
Yeah, nobody ever listens. A lot of scientists and whatnot like to bring up the whole idea that humans have been around for for over 100,000 years, but 100,000 years, times that by 365 days, times that by 24 hours, that's a damn long time.
Yeah.
And yet we still haven't learned. We still haven't learned.
Exactly.
All the time, and we still haven't learned.
Oh, man, you got it.
What's going on?
But as often as that is the case, he was roundly ignored because it went against the prevailing winds. Naive wishful thinking for the Clinton era. Later attribution for the school of nihilism, international relations theory, I guess. Okay. Yep. Stephanie Rograine from New York. I'm sure Putin is trembling in fear for the first trans pilot to head this way. Wow, you guys are evil. You guys are bad.
Yes.
Maybe, but we're not the Clintons.
Aaron Luger from Germany. I felt bad for all those who lost their lives, but about this, yeah, that's true. Jimmy Goff from Germany. This is a distraction from Brandon's incompetence, and he now uses his Supreme Court nominee as a distraction for distraction. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what? I get that joke because I'm not sure if you've seen this video from Yellow Flash Anderson that some voice actor literally wants war, so so that could strengthen Biden's chance of staying president just because when
That has never worked.
yeah,
That has
I'm like,
never worked.
I don't.
really?
Yeah, never. Most people don't really want a war, so to do this now, when practically everyone hates you, what do you think that's gonna do?
Yep. And let's
We
not
do have
forget.
midterm.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
We still have midterms coming up.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting how that plays out.
Yeah. And
They're doing what they can.
let's not forget.
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say let's not forget. Remember, President Trump was the only president that was not a politician or a general, and never started a war.
Well, the thing is, it's just if they really want people to get behind this Ukraine stuff, they need 19 Russians with box cutters and a desire to destroy federal buildings. Important federal buildings.
Hey, you wrong, Kenoshi.
Well, Kenoshi, that might have worked during the
federal
early
buildings?
2000s, but
How
now,
about
but after the Summer of Love and wanting to tear down all the statues, wanting to take down Mount Rushmore, that might not work.
or
If-
how about destroying some important papers in the embassy?
Yep. Raylan Greaves from Germany. Things that gets to me. Things that get to me most. The thing that gets to me most is how everyone acts like this is just like Germany invading Poland in WW2.
45.
For
If the people don't have another frame of reference,
I know, right?
anything bad always goes back to World War II and nothing else.
Well, there is similarities in it. I'm not gonna deny it. It does have similarities in this to how World War II did started. So I'm not, this person's not right. I'm gonna read the rest of his thing. For F's sake, get a dip. But they are going what you just said, Anderson. For F's sake, get a different historical reference. Bad German mustache man invading Poland with the help of the mother effing communist Russia is not the only time the country was invaded by hostile nations. If anything, I'm getting more of a WW1 vibe from all that WW2 talks. WW1 got a S ton of countries involved in a horrific war that never concerned the majority of them in what ultimately would have been a border dispute justified by an assassination of a duke, and that was even more practically alike. But those were the other nations that bound my military alliance and got involved despite having no reason to be there. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. That is crazy. That is crazy. Let me see anything. Let me see. We'll pick one more. Go to one and out. We call it a night. Let me see if anything come up. Okay, now I might gotta do it. You know what? Well, this is a person being an ass. Sebastian Primajora from Poland. Look, guys. Remember when they said nothing? You know the song? Now they say it now. Look, guys, it's war. Throw sand in their eyes. What is it good for? Nothing? Well, too bad. Putin doesn't think that.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
I'll tell that to Putin. Putin don't care.
Yeah.
So that to the military.
Be careful of footage that you come across pertaining to Ukraine because a lot of stuff that's going on Twitter is fake.
Yep.
Like Armor 3 footage, video game footage of Armor 3. You also got footage of like military testing equipment in Russia that's like 2 or 3 years old.
Well, don't forget when Trump did Syria. Remember what ABC did? They found the military games in Kentucky and said that was Syria. I'm like, wow.
Oh yes, I remember.
Wow. I was like, boy, you guys could lie for anything. ABC News reported that as it was in Kentucky, not in Syria. But hey,
Yeah. Whoa.
Let me finish up with this was I live with Simon Wolfwood. Simon Wolfwood from the UK. Among George Washington's chief warning in his farewell address was that the United States should take great care to stay out of unnecessary wars and allow foreign entanglement. I remember in 2017 when Trump addressed all NATO leaders and warned them they need to spend more money on defense because Russia was a great threat to them. He even said to the Germans that they need to be less dependent on Russians' gas as they are funding Putin's rearmament. Seemed Trump was right again.
Yeah, this very same person that these individuals accused him for being a Russian asset.
I
Funny
know, right?
enough.
I know, right? It is what it is with that. So, again, thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna call it a night here. Before I let the guys them, you know what? You know what? So, Triple, what? Anything you have to say before we go? Final thoughts?
Oh yes, I actually wanted to say this on the other channel, but let me just say it right here since that's how this cast started. Um, you know, when people argue about what Nintendo has done is against preservation, and I'm like, really, this is one of the few companies in gaming that literally preserve their own games. So the whole argument of preservation thing, I'm like, I think you guys are actually misusing that word for what was it having the ability or chance to buy games so it could be preserved from the consumer side. But hey, yes, I'm the kind of person who always strives for accuracy for the sentence and words that you want to convey. But hey, that's why they say I'm annoying in that department. But let's just say communications be dang with all the diversity of culture. But I digress. All I can say, hey, enjoy what you have now, and the people of Ukraine, stay strong.
Got you. Kanoshi, what about you? Any last thoughts?
Well, as time goes by, that red wave, it gets a little bigger and bigger as the days continue, as Biden keeps talking.
Surf's up, dude.
Mr. Anderson, how about you?
If you haven't done so before or last year, or during the 4 years of the Orange Man, now might be the time to consider, what do you do with your life, given the circumstances, especially now.
Got you.
Chelsea?
I would say Ken, but I think he might be muted and he's not there, so.
Stop sending him the invite.
Stop. Anyway, other than that, for me, I will say again, like Triple M said, yeah, my heart goes out to people out there in Ukraine. It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be messy. Russia also attacked Poland back in the World War II part. That's why I said it's kind of World War II in a way. And across from Ukraine is Poland. That's the next country. So I hope not. I hope they don't get too crazy. I really don't. But
Hope for the best, expect the worst.
exactly. And for anybody out there, I apologize on this, but again, if you want to, go ahead and check out. We had me and my girl Asa. We talked about St. Thomas, and we put little videos up there. Again, the audio quality on her end was that she faded off, so it's on my fault. So it's my apology, but it's still a good watch to see what St. Thomas is about and her first experience down there in the water and everything like that. So check it out. Remember?
There waters.
Yep. And food and everything else too, because we talked about all kind of stuff about trip and traveling and everything. So that's all good in that regard. So check it out on the channel on YouTube and also on 10.4 FM. Like I said, you'll be there. There's a backlog. But for me, remember, guys, check out. We'll be back here next Friday, God sparingly, if everything's good. Project Open Mic, of course, is on Thursdays. And we'll see you next time. So remember, evil comes in all shapes, color, creeds, height, countries, natives. If you know the difference, evil is evil. And remember, people are stupid, individuals are smart. Be that smart individual, alright? Please. Take care of yourself. Have a good weekend. Take care of your family. Peace out. This is your boy, Tig for Project Open Mic.
Good night.